So, yeah, the situation calls for effectively going to Vane, who is this individual who probably larger than life, not in stature but in presence. They specifically would sort of offer you an item which would be magical in any mean. If you haven't picked one out, this would be the time to do so. Regardless, any weaponry or material items that you guys would probably seek out would be available to you. As the situation calls, we are attempting to break all the chains on Ohe, who seems to be the spark of Earth, and as that would be vital to ensuring the continuation of survival for the human race and other creatures that call Earth their home. It seems to be prudent to get that done when possible. Regardless, we are 3 of the pillars done, and I believe we need 2 more. The one in China, which seems to be very difficult to
Yeah, that one's
deal
annoying.
with, but the one in Egypt, in which we are traversing and investigating at the moment, does have to deal with the coalition of dragons, who all are attempting to rule the leftovers of the planet when it does break.
Now, we were teleported back to Vane, correct? As soon as we entered the labyrinth?
Yeah, so after 24 hours, you are time looped back to Vane. He asks you what you learned, if you learned anything, and then they
Okay.
effectively,
I think Bjorn would tell him what he learned.
what have you learned, if anything?
Bjorn would look at Vane and say, from what I have learned from the great beasts or dragons, is that it is not just mere mortals that squabble and fight over the largest piece of anything, but it is everything. Everybody fights for some reason or another, whether it's to defend the property that they have, gain new land, or to rule over others. There is a constant state of war brewing in everybody. And he would kind of bow his head and like look down at the ground and be like, I know this all too well. For that is how it was with my family and with me. I always look for conflict.
And the lesson in that.
Bjorn would say the lesson is no matter if you gave anybody what they were asking for, they would always want more. You could take the smallest parcel of land and give it to the poorest person, and they're always going to want something more.
Could we blame
Same
this
with,
on creature comforts? Or is it a sin they're committing?
I would say it would be, and Bjorn would kind of think and be like, I definitely think that it would be greed. We're all greedy in our own way. Whether
So,
it's we're greedy over coin or land or possessions or family. Everybody is greedy.
companionship being validated, he would say. And then he'd, after that, just say the word. Maybe just to be the one on top. Is this why you're here? To try to run this world in a day? Is this what you're capable of doing? You can give up at any point. Your mind will break, but you can stop.
Bjorn would, because I'm assuming everybody's present at this time,
Sure.
he would kind of look over at everybody from his party and go, originally, when you gave me the task of running the world in a day, I took it as a challenge. Now I see that it is no more than a dream. Because what I hold most dear, and he'll look at his party and his friends and say, are my friends, the ones that have had my back through battles, through fights, and I have theirs.
But have you? Are they not here because of your fault? Are they not in this position because you've allowed yourself to seek out things that are beyond you?
And Bjorn would definitely fall to his knees and say it is not their fault. They should not be here. I am the one that got greedy. I am the one who deserves every ounce of punishment that was ever given. They deserve to live a life without repeating. I deserve every ounce of punishment, whether it be reliving the same day, the same death, over and over. But my friends do not deserve that.
He sort of
They
puts a hand
deserve.
up to you and he says, do you think they're here because I forced them or compelled them to be here? The situation is pure choice. You become something of potential when you take a planet, a world in a day, when you run it in 24 hours. Whatever the circumstance it be, he smiles like grandiose smile, one none of you have seen before. And then he turns to, he's going to look at Arthur. And he says,
Yes, I'm here.
maybe your friend here will feel less inclined to sacrifice themselves after such a mistake if you returned his weaponry, I think.
It would make my future travels harder, yes. But if it seemed necessary to get to my goals quicker, or the goals of my friends and loved ones, I'm more than happy to get rid of them.
Well, you need only return what you've held on to for the gentleman, I think. As that exchange does happen, I'm sure as Bjorn does get all his magical items, is there any magical items that you don't return, Arthur?
Did I took any items? May I
Well,
ask also?
we're just gonna hold this as ambiguous as possible, cause yeah, you took his bag of holding, quote unquote, which is a guitar case, a la Desperado, and you can return it now, but in there are a whole bunch of weapons that are fit for pretty much any individual. It's up to you to grab a thing or two or all and return him with nothing if you really wished.
Well, Arthur looks into the bag, looking for a short
It's a guitar
sword.
case.
Looks through the guitar case.
Yeah, there's a short sword. Do you have any short swords in there, Bjorn? I know you do.
No.
You probably do have like a plus something short sword in there.
I have a dagger. I have the flail, snail, flail. The screeching crackler, a javelin,
Any of
and Her
the
Majesty's blade.
any of the plus crazy numbers from the pirate den? I'm sure there's a short sword in there, like a
Pirate
plus
Den.
4 short sword or plus 6 short sword. When
Pirate
you guys were teleported to what's his name, Emperor Alum's location.
I didn't take those. Ronnie did.
Yeah, but I mean, Ronnie's not here, so it's gonna be like generally around. Do you remember any short sword in that?
I remember Ronnie taking the. I think it was a +6 short sword.
God damn. Okay, so let us assume, for the time being, Arthur, you have a +6 short sword. I will verify that right now.
Okay.
I think it was a +6 short sword. Because Bjorn didn't take the short swords.
It's not on this. Yeah, I don't see it on this. So
Because I know Ronnie took the magical revolvers.
Mhm.
And oh no, he gave the short sword away, remember?
Okay, so I have a bunch of the items here.
I think he gave it to his sister.
No, not the short sword.
Because I'm going through. Hold on. I'm going through my notes.
It doesn't have the swords here. Hey, Arthur or Victor, pardon, could you mute yourself or put yourself on push to talk? My bad, buddy. We just hear
So my note is Arthur
yeah, I don't
took
see it.
2. We all took potions. Arthur took the poisons.
Okay, yeah, I'm not concerned too much. It'll be a +6 short sword. Let's call it. I would never allow that, but yeah, let's fucking run with it. Either way, Lunara.
No, he took 2 +4 short swords. Sorry.
Okay,
We
+4
couldn't get
short
the
sword,
+6 short.
Arthur. That's what you get. That's what's missing from all the weapons that you had in that guitar case, which if Ronnie's not here, they are all in there now. So fuck it. Either way, Lunara, are you there?
Yep.
Cool. You have not been introduced. You have been introduced to Vane, but you haven't been introduced to the whole mechanic where you gotta run the world in 24 hours.
No.
Okay, so Vane, this chaos god, wish you could assume, as you're in his town. There are some people that sort of believe in him as a religion. Weirdly, they do sort of offer you a chance to sort of gain potential beyond your capacity to become akin to what Symphony members or legends of the past and future will be. And he does just give you this option. It would be a time loop situation, and you'd have to run the world in 24 hours. The question is if you accept.
Wait, what do you mean run the world in 24 hours?
Whatever you think that means.
I'm sorry, what did I miss?
Nothing yet.
Okay.
No, I think I'm good.
Okay. So roll up a new character. Because Lunara spends the rest of her days on Earth. and then maybe it eventually travels back to a different. Nope, you die. You die eventually in space. So that's crazy. Cool. That's Lunara's story. Shit. You can still say yeah.
How?
This
Well-
is what would give you the ability to break the pillars to go back home. Does Lunara want to go back home? Or hang out on Earth for whatever the remainder of the time is? Which would be very unfortunate. Ronin, you there?
Yeah, I'm thinking.
Okay. This is definitely part of the campaign. I'm definitely 100% trying to shove you into saying yes.
Okay, let's do it, I guess.
Yes. Time loop scenario. Lunara joins the game. How do you run the world?
Don't know.
What do you want to do? You have 0 consequences. After 24 hours, you literally come back and you're faced with Vane, who looks at you and simply just asks every time, what have you learned? Even to the state of you being annoyed that he asks you this. But every once in a while, you do have an answer. What's that first day look like? Your ally is probably disheveled. Arthur handing over weapons to Bjorn, who has been through some stuff, and you yourself probably just stepping out to conquer the world on your own for this bit until we converge after this first day. What do you do?
I don't know. I don't really want to conquer anything.
But you don't. You just have to run the world. You don't have to conquer it. You could go for a jog. You could start running.
Yeah, I guess I'll just go for a walk. I don't know.
Walk.
Sure.
You think a walk will get you to around the world, so you can run it in the day? Sure. Yeah. Make a acrobatics or athletics check if you like. DC is like 40 to run the world in a day in 24 hours.
I'm not gonna make that.
Okay. Let's see how
Well-
far you get though. Yeah. You get into like the woods outside of the town. And would you like to roll a DM100 for me, please? Yeah, the woods, you just get lost in it, and eventually you show up in front of Vane, who looks to you and with a smile, still held on to by the previous engagement. And he asks, what have you learned?
You can't run around the world in a day?
Not on the first day, of course. Would you like to try again?
Sure. Why not?
I can offer you aid. Have you asked Vane for any item yet?
No, because I don't even know who that is.
This is effectively Ririsu's teacher, who he brought you to after he abandoned you all to deal with the whole Urth situation. But yeah, this guy will give you an item, a magical item, and then there's a whole army outside at your will. You guys have, again, vehicles up to wazoo if you need them, access to most of the planet. Although you don't believe that you could just fly around the planet in a day and get away with that, but no one's tried yet, so I don't know.
I mean, yeah. I'll try flying. Not. I can fly.
Oh, so you're gonna fly yourself? Yeah.
'Cause I have those. I have the squirrel suit, and I also have wings. So
You have wings yourself and the squirrel suit.
I have those. I have those red frame wings that I got forever ago.
Look at that. You really only need the squirrel suit because that's basically unlimited flying as long as you hold on to the cape. But yeah, make a Constitution check.
Oh, and I also have my I can do my Misty stepping too.
Okay,
There's
so
that.
I'll add a bonus to that.
Because I can
Yeah.
Misty step
Mitigate
5
some of that.
times a day.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So let's get that Constitution check done.
Just straight Constitution.
Yep. Yeah. So you make it to a whole another continent with your magic and your strength. The prowess of Lunara trying to rush through the entire I believe it'd be called aeralions in the air, in the sky, pushing you forward into your path. You eventually blink back to Vane, who asks the same annoying question, what have you learned? But you managed to make strides that you did not think were possible. You know you went far. You should be tired, but you feel refreshed. Everybody, obviously, whenever a time loop, resets, a long rest should be had, unless otherwise. But eventually, you tire yourself out with this, and maybe don't attempt much of this, as your allies are probably annoyed with Arthur, just sitting down in the shop at this point, just probably like bored with spending time outside doing other stuff, and Bjorn having answered to this individual vein that people will take, and you can
Arthur
understand
does
that.
add an idea to it.
Hmm?
Arthur does add an idea to it. He kind of added his own thought to it, the whole thing.
Okay. But
Like
yeah. No,
Never
yeah,
mind.
all of us are here now together. Go ahead.
Greed is
Not here.
Everyone is greedy to one shape or form. The question is, does our greed take over what we want, gain what we want?
Anyone have an answer for that? Does greed take over?
People get sloppy. You fall into traps so easily that you probably would see if you thought clearly. Then Arthur says something else.
Yeah. Vane would probably, sort of wink at you about that and say, then where's your path headed if greed can take many forms? It's particularly contagious, I think, but you aren't in the place where greed is a factor, are you? You're in the most prime position that you can have it all, take it all, be all.
You are correct.
I think at that point, Bjorn had kind of like look at Vane and go, but we are still in a position of greed. Because if we take it all and we have it all, then we are greedy ourselves. And we are vain to think that we can run the world in a day. We would be greedy to assume that everything, unlimited power, resources, money, could be ours.
I have never said unlimited, but you are correct. Running the world in a day does change your perspective. You will learn. So for now, you are correct. But the day you choose to fight for this place, the day you decide to grasp it in your hand, you will find that you have nothing left but to give. All of you would be to give. That is the curse of a god. But that is not the path you have to take. Whether you take a world or not, it, I believe, requires ascension even beyond that. Things we don't have to talk about today.
And I think Bjorn would kind of turn to Arthur and Lunara. And he would, for the first time, look broken. He wouldn't look as ready and willing to use his axe. And he would look at Arthur and Lunara and say, "You are only here because I was greedy. You're here because I chose to do something stupid. And you chose to try to help me."
My good friend. Arthur kind of like goes towards him and puts a hand on his shoulder. My good friend. You would do the exact same for me if I did something very similar. Maybe you would do more.
And Bjorn would look at Arthur and go, "I would give my life to protect each and everybody in this party." And then he would look at Lunara and he would say, "It is my fault that you are stuck here. It is my fault that you are having to repeat this day over. If I could, I would give my life to make sure that everybody in this party returned and no longer had to live this day." And then he would turn and look at Vane and ask, "If I can give my life to make sure my friends no longer have to face this trial, would you take it?"
I do not want your life. I want to see what you can accomplish. This is a boon. This is a chance for you to become become greater than you'd ever thought you would be. Look at your friend. He's already so skilled, so much grown, mature, I would say, as he points to Arthur. He points to
Arthur then
Amir, who would be there, and probably asleep for now. And he would say, and your new fellow here, having done so much in so little time, yet having surpassed it. It was very weird what he says. Maybe something to do about time. You guys could roll insight checks about that. But he does say, some of you have yet to learn the power of time, manipulating it. I know you have a semblance of it. You have an idea of it. As he points to Lunara. Again, everything with his left hand, never using his right hand. And as he does simply state, nobody here is forced. This is, sure, mentally draining at times, but you could have all the days of rest that you wish. I believe your dragonborn friend here spent 10 years in Cancun, was it? It is very nice. Yes.
Yes. It's a vacation that is close to duels that my siblings would send me in their place.
It is your choice of what you do. I am not hindered by your decision. When you finally do run this world in a day, you will be expelled from this magic. But before that, you have the run of the place. The only circumstance, the only consequence is the shattering of your mind. So just keep it from doing that. Do not let yourself break. He sort of just waves his hand away, as if I'm kind of done.
I think Bjorn would turn and look at Lunara and Arthur and say, there is a test that the dragons want done. They're squabbling and fighting over who gets the biggest piece when the earth breaks. I also know how to put the 7 pillars in China into 2 so we can break them.
And I know how to deal with Mexico's.
Yeah, that was done because you already went through it. So
Right.
we're not going to rehash everything in a time loop. Since you know the answer, the way to get through it at the end of the day, you could just do that on the final day, the day you finish the time loop, if that is how you decide to run the world. Effectively, if you guys do break the chains in one day, that would be considered running the world, because defeating the ember of the planet does count as that. Yes, for sure, 100%.
I knew it.
No. Yeah, I gave you guys a path to do it, but like through a lot of trials and tribulations. But Lunara wasn't completely wrong. She feels like if she, in a year or two, keeps doing that run, she could make it. But that's up to you guys. Yeah, your game.
I think Bjorn would say, I'm not asking you to help me with this trial. I will do it on my own, because I'm the one that brought you here. But I want you to know that everything that I have learned and he would explain how to put, bring the 7 into 2.
We're not worried about that. I'll worry about that when we get to China. We'll worry about that. But yes, if you guys want, we could jump straight into the Egypt arc of the situation where we last left off in the last game. But the characters were shunted out because time ran out. But it's up to you guys to do what you wish for the remainder of literally your characters' lives.
Well,
you're not Asian here, so kind of nice.
Well, Arthur isn't gonna really help his family by being trapped in a time loop, so he's gotta try to break all the seals.
I'm good with whatever. I really don't know what's going on. So
yeah, I mean,
whatever we want to do.
Trying to catch you up. The moment we get back on the tracks, everything's copacetic. But yeah, if everyone's going for the pillars, as we are attempting to breach Ohe's prison in Egypt, the coalition of dragons have had the conversation saying, "Oh, you individuals, you creatures coming in here, yeah, we actually need a third party to sort of make the decision for us, but you have to take the trial." And then they send you downstairs to take the trial. As so, the tricky situation is I really need you guys to see the dragons. What do you guys see when you see this screen? Do you guys see anything?
The dragons?
Yeah.
You guys see a whole bunch of dragons? Great. So this is the coalition of dragons. They have asked you all to make the decision of which one will take the larger piece, the larger real estate, the biggest real estate available once Earth is shattered and left behind as a crumbling rock. They are dragons that live in space. This is a thing that has always been, not new at all. I'm not making it up. And believe me. Do you guys believe me?
You mean Bjorn's willing to take the trial?
Either way, yeah. As you guys probably would have to make a decision on which of the dragons are going to take the crown effectively. There was a whole situation where whoever takes the biggest piece has to marry into the smaller piece because it's a binary situation. The dragon will effectively become Esper-like or Alter-like. You're not sure where it'll land, but when the whatever leftovers are of Earth, the dragons utilize as their quote-unquote nest, they will become god-like, if anything. Probably more demigod, but relativity is the situation. As Bjorn has probably informed you, it is the trial that you all have to take, and thus they let you go down stairs in after they're like beyond their meeting room, which is the effective entrance. Not really, it's a hall, but yeah, you guys are on Earth on a time loop, and dragons need you to make a decision on what happens after Earth is destroyed. They will not give you access to the pillar until you make that decision, but you cannot make a decision until you go through a trial. So we are here in front of this brazier and a couple of doors. You came down from the last one I'm pinging, which is this one, S, and yeah, all of these have like an inscription on there. They're on the one to the north, it says, "Offer that which only you know," and there's a mage holding a scepter with the head of a dragon. To the west, there's the inscription saying, "Break the barrier you have left up." It says, but with the image of a burning bush that lives in the ocean. Cool. And then to the south, there's the inscription, "Scatter a belief you hold to the heart," with an individual holding scissors in one hand and a rock on the other.
So,
I mean, if we're holding scissors and a rock, should we just throw a giant piece of paper at him?
I mean, that sounds logical.
yes, very logical.
Rock, paper, scissors.
Or do I shoot them with a gun because, rock, paper, scissors, shoot? Just saying.
Or it could be rock, paper, scissors, lizard, Spock.
Mm-hmm. In which case, I throw Arthur at the statue, because lizard.
Yep.
Sorry, Kevin.
So, what did it actually work?
You haven't actively taken
What do you guys do?
I knew that's why you were so quiet.
No, I mean, what do you guys do? You guys are just talking about the things. If you guys act on it, it's a different story.
Oh, I was just above table
Oh, okay.
stupidness.
So this isn't Lunara. Okay, gotcha.
No, that was just me
I felt like
above
it was
table.
Lunara. Okay, gotcha. That's
It
fine.
could have been, because that feels like very much like something teenage Lunara would
Yeah,
throw out.
okay, so there you go. So Dick had responses, almost basically middle finger to an entity in the air that doesn't exist or may not. Cool.
No. Above table talk.
No,
That was just
Are
me
they-
being an idiot. Not Lunara. This is full on me being an idiot.
it was Lunara canonically. That's what I'm saying.
It was not Lunara canonically.
It's okay.
Don't worry,
What do you guys
don't
do?
just be confused of what you.
Yeah, no, I mean,
I'm-
you guys can do whatever you want. You have the run of the place. You can't go through the little
I mean, we could kill
borders because
both.
they're doors. But you could return. You could go back. You could interact with the brazier.
Okay, so
there's
hear
little
me out.
candles here.
But what if we just kill both sides and just go through it that way?
There is 8 dragons.
Yeah, and we killed one already.
Which one?
Time Dragon. We almost beat the thing. Remember?
Yeah. I do remember you definitely defeating the time dragon, and then changing that, and then giving up for sure. These are. I'll go back. Sorry, that's my fault. Cause I may be just a little bit drunk, but as these individuals, these creatures, these monstrosities, dragons in all forms, shapes, and sizes, elemental and otherwise, they seem to be aspects of their true forms, their reality being much grander in visage, size, and intensity. But yeah, you guys could do what you want. They just asked you, they haven't been aggressive to you. They just asked you to decide which one's going to be basically in charge, so that they could basically run the solar system after Earth is destroyed. And then they just made a whole deal with Bjorn and I believe his name would be Amir. Yeah, Amir. They made a deal with Amir and Bjorn to effectively, when they become the binary creature as an Esper, they have to choose the dragon type that got the lowest end of the stick or the shortest end of the stick with property, effectively, thus sort of balancing the entire paradigm. But whether they follow through on that or not, that's
Irrelevant.
something the future will decide. They all seem to be true to their word. Some of them just seem to be very malicious. Others just wanted to really finish this situation. It's a very much a 12 the 12, what is it, 12 men, 12 angry men, whatever. The whole situation where one person finally decides it's this, and then everyone's like, no, it should be this, whatever. You guys have decided the fact, it'll be so, and if you finish a trial, then you could point on which one's going to be the head honcho.
Okay. So I guess we can accept trial and just choose one side.
I mean, you're taking the trial right now.
One.
You just have to get through it. You have to figure out what's going on. They
Hey,
didn't really
Kevin,
give you much
what
of
is
a,
this?
just like a spout to put more coals in the fire.
So it's not like a lever, so it doesn't turn.
No. Yeah, you guys could ask
what
me what it says on any of the doors. Go ahead, Lunara.
What are the different like statuey doory thingies that you were talking about? There's the
So-
rock paper scissors.
Yeah, the one to the south says, "Scatter a belief you hold to the heart." At the very top of this massive stone door that seems to shimmer with a bit of magical essence, if anything. And then on that, right below, taking up like 90% or 80% of the stone, it's about 10 feet tall. The individual holding a pair of scissors and a rock, on the other hand, they are a draconic individual. The one to the west, says, "Break the barrier you have left up or left arisen," something like that, more eloquent. And it says, and it has a picture of a burning bush that lives in the ocean. That is so small. What the fuck did you do, Kevin? And then the one to the north just has offer that which only you know. KNOW. And it has a mage holding a scepter with the head of a dragon as his picture. It's etching, it's carving. I will be right back. I'm gonna get water.
Which one y'all think?
I am sorry, my brain's just not functioning today. Who exactly are we choosing between?
So
The one who's gonna take over the world, basically.
it's
And
the one
become
that
a
gets
god.
the biggest piece when the earth breaks.
Then does it really matter who gets the biggest piece?
It does, or else you can't pass this thing.
I mean, it also does because you don't want to put someone who's going to be a total tyrant as a god.
But isn't the solar system probably gonna get conquered by Azor later down the line?
I mean, ideally, no.
But last game, we chose that if we finish the trial, the one that gets the largest piece has to, in other words, marry the one that has the smallest piece. Therefore, it's like a shared real estate.
Then I guess it doesn't really matter which side, because both of them eventually are going to both get territory anyway.
I mean, they all get territory, but they're all fighting over having the one piece that they have plus the biggest piece.
Yeah, I'll say it's understood that whoever gets the biggest piece of Earth will become an Esper. They just have to choose a partner effectively, and they'll just whoever in the society of the dragons got the lowest take, the smallest take, will be married and become also an Esper, which has to be a binary creature.
We don't want to create another Atasaur situation.
This is just dragon life. This is how dragons are made.
Maybe this is the origin of Esper.
No. This has been occurring since the beginning of time. Dragons have sort of just showed up to solar systems that no longer are capable of holding themselves and making nests, and then furthering their progression from there. But generally, it'd have to be a very powerful planet to make an Esper or a powerful creature-like situation. And Earth does fit that parameter, and it does happen here and there often enough. It's just a situation that you definitely don't want to give the keys to a solar system to someone with bad intent.
It both had the potentiality to be a tyrant, though.
Who are you talking about?
I think he's processing everything.
Yes, that's what I'm doing. So both dragons, both of them are.
Which dragons?
Evil
Which two
and
dragons are you talking about? Because the only dragons that are in the running are all of these guys, and there are 8 of them. It seemed like the team was headed towards maybe choosing this guy, which was
Nasty.
his name is Lux. But
Okay, it's like just because of the name.
yeah.
But as far as the trial goes,
I guess full name.
no, we've just been calling him Lux.
So what do you guys do? You could again try to circumnavigate around these guys so that you don't have to choose one of their potential problematic people. But it seems to be the easiest way to get to the pillar. To the chains. Your chains. Yes, they are.
Yep.
I
feel
think
like we should
Bjorn
be
and
named something else.
Yeah, you could have named them the pillars or the bindings.
If you're talking about the doors, those are doors. I'm talking about the chains that are holding Ohen. I feel like they should
Yeah, that's what I'm
have
talking
a
about
name.
too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, you said this door is the one. Give up something you know.
This one says, "Offer that which only you know." You guys can make intelligence checks.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
Yeah. You guys could investigate the doors. You could touch it. Like SpongeBob, you could lick it. Yeah. Honestly, like your game. Intelligence 15. It's a good roll. See what everyone else got. Constitution checks, intelligence checks. What is this, DM? Good dick. Damn, you guys are smart today.
I'm not gonna be smart.
Is that a -1, Bjorn?
Yeah, I have a 9 for intelligence.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm stupid. Awesome.
You're not too concerned about what is going on with the door situation to the north. But yeah, both of you, Arthur and Bjorn, can understand that it's probably asking for secrets. Of what parameter, that is up to you to decide. 18.
Asking for a secret?
Yeah, it's asking for a secret, and maybe Bjorn understands that it wants a secret connected to magic.
Knew it.
Does he spread it?
Oh yeah, Bjorn would be like, "Hey, I think that this door is talking about a secret about magic. I don't know a fucking thing about that. I am brute strength, and that is it."
Hmm. Can I throw an intelligence check to see if it's precise between just an actual secret of magic or...
I mean, do you have a magical secret to share with this door that no one else knows?
No one in the party knows?
I wonder if I do.
I acid arrow the door.
Do you want to acid arrow the door?
On second thought, that's probably not the smartest move.
You said this door, Kevin, directly across from us, is which one?
That one says, break the barrier you keep up or keep aloft.
I'm gonna roll an intelligence check on that one. See what the fuck he's talking about. Oh no.
Oh, I didn't ask for intelligence check on that one. This one does have a burning bush that lives in the ocean as the imagery. It does seem to be underwater. You can make a religion check for the door to the west.
Oh god.
Religion check it.
Oh god. Oh god.
22.
God damn. 22.
Bjorn don't know a
I'm
fucking
proficient in religion, so I have a +5.
Yay!
Yeah, for this one, it's simple. You probably just have to admit something, or you know, just generally give up something that has been weighing in your head or mind, heart, whatever. It's very kind of open to interpretation. What this break the barrier you have left up being, but up here, yep, still need magical secret. This one more fluid. And also, where are you guys? Where do you go? Where do you stand?
What about rock, paper, scissors? Hold on, put that one.
You're in front of that door now?
Yep, just
You were
because
just
Lunara is
there.
looking at it with more. Yeah.
Okay, Lunara moved back there now. Okay. So, the rock, paper, scissors. Wait, what? No. The door that has an individual holding a pair of scissors and a rock on the other hand says, scatter a belief you hold to the heart. That just sounds like the other door.
It sounds like the same door, but rock,
Does.
paper, scissors version.
So give up a personal secret,
Give up
destroy
a
a
magic
belief,
secret.
or
Well,
destroy.
one is give up something that has been weighing on you. One is give up a magical secret that only you know. And one is give up a belief that you hold dear.
Has there been stuff that has been weighing on our party members' minds?
So many things.
Well, then come on, open the door.
That one
Enemy
go,
of all
then.
of the things.
I think out of just
Maybe
like
party with you, there's a constant flow of things.
Okay, well, Lunara. Okay, well, I guess we know who we're gonna put in front of the door.
No, I didn't to give any of them up. I just said I have a flow of things on my brain at all times.
I think
Oh, no.
Bjorn out of just like guilt for everything
Wait. Does give it up mean that I won't know it anymore?
Could be.
With a 22 religion, no.
Okay. Dang it.
It wouldn't. You wouldn't feel much regret if you just best it out.
I think Bjorn will kind of touch the door that he's in front of.
Okay, touch it.
And attempt to push it open.
Okay, roll d6 then.
You said a d6?
Yes, please.
Oh.
Right, yeah, you try to push it forward. The bit of a glow appears. The words sort of flash in front of you. More prominent says, break the barrier you have left up.
And Bjorn at that point would kind of lay his head on the door and say that it was my fault that he was taken. It was my fault that he was killed. Everything that has happened has been my fault.
The room flashes red, and right next to Bjorn is a creature. We could all roll initiative now.
Well.
Oh, joy. How I just love initiative.